dynamic wardrobes that change based on the conditions, and custom chants.
That's a wrap. Kirk and I did some joint recordings. It is an incredibly detailed process.
He wasn't kidding. We spent hundreds of hours laying down commentary for every game scenario you can imagine.
It's a pick two to win the game in overtime.
The broadcast team also includes Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, and Reese Davis. To make it game day every day this season, pre-order the MVP bundle today. Hey everyone, Kirk Herbstreit here, and welcome to the EA Sports College Football 25 Sights and Sounds Deep Dive. We designed College Football 25 with a philosophy that every team is somebody's favorite. So to create a truly authentic and immersive game day experience, we gave a little love to every single school in the game.
Who gives a hoot? The Owls do. It's a touchdown.
Let's take a closer look. It was a massive undertaking to research and recreate unique team traditions. And in EA Sports College Football 25, you'll get to experience all kinds of iconic pageantry, from stadium environments to turnover celebrations to mascots. Finer details like crowd theming, touchdown traditions, and rivalry content truly help set the game day atmosphere. Players on some teams touch a sign for good luck on their way to the field. Cheerleaders and marching bands create human tunnels and classic formations during team intros, and pyrotechnics light up stadiums. We've got mascots on push-up boards, riding motorcycles, planting flags, and animals charging down the field. Ultimately, we know that each team comes in a different shape and size, and in EA Sports College Football 25, you can experience them all. Aside from the action on the field, we all know what truly makes college football so electrifying: the fans. In order to recreate the intensity and authenticity of a college football crowd, we partnered with ESPN to capture crowd reaction audio from some of their biggest broadcast games. For some matchups, you'll be greeted by a colorful crowd theme painting the seats. Whether it's a whiteout, a blackout, or a stripe the stadium theme, it's all in the game. Unique fan sections will be leading cheers with painted chests, team-specific hand signs, dynamic wardrobes that change based on the conditions, and custom chants.
That's a wrap. Kirk and I did some joint recordings. It is an incredibly detailed process.
He wasn't kidding. We spent hundreds of hours laying down commentary for every game scenario you can imagine.
It's a pick two to win the game in overtime.
The broadcast team also includes Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, and Reese Davis. To make it game day every day this season, pre-order the MVP bundle today. Hey everyone, Kirk Herbstreit here, and welcome to the EA Sports College Football 25 Sights and Sounds Deep Dive. We designed College Football 25 with a philosophy that every team is somebody's favorite. So to create a truly authentic and immersive game day experience, we gave a little love to every single school in the game.
Who gives a hoot? The Owls do. It's a touchdown.
Let's take a closer look. It was a massive undertaking to research and recreate unique team traditions.
Top of the morning, fellas. Happy
And in
Thursday,
EA
man.
Sports College
June
Football
27th,
25, you'll get to experience
2024.
all kinds of iconic pageantry,
Exactly
from
18
stadium
days away from the
environments
game's release. That's for
to
you guys
turnover
who
celebrations
purchased the deluxe
to
edition, of
mascots.
course. 19
Finer details like
rest of you
crowd
guys.
theming, touchdown traditions, and rivalry
morning to you,
content
man.
truly helps set the game day
Man, yesterday
atmosphere.
we got some pretty good news.
Players on some
on
teams
the
touch a
presentation. I
sign for
think
good luck on their
EA
way to
Sports
the
definitely
field.
cooked
Cheerleaders
with
and
their
marching
presentation,
bands create human tunnels and
display
classic
of all
formations
the work
during
that they've
team
done the
intros.
past
And
3 or 4 years on
pyrotechnics
this
light up
title.
stadiums.
And I think it's something,
We've
man,
got
to really
mascots on
appreciate
push-up
because
boards,
not
riding
just because we haven't had
motorcycles,
the game in a long time,
planting flags,
where
and
we are
animals
in
charging down the
current
field.
gen
Ultimately,
of video
we know
games
that each team
just
comes
the
in a
high
different
level
shape
and
and
quality of
size,
the
and in
art.
EA Sports College
it's really
Football
something to marvel
25,
at, man, the
you can
amount of things they were
experience
able
them
to
all.
done in 3 to
Aside
4
from
years.
the action on the field, we all know what
I know I can't
truly
wait to get
makes
my hands
college
on it, and
football
I'm
so
sure you guys feel the same
electrifying,
sentiments
the
that I do.
fans.
But yeah, man, welcome, man.
In order to
Welcome this morning. I
recreate
hope you
the
guys are doing
intensity
well.
and authenticity of a
Whatever you're
college
doing, if
football
you're in school,
crowd,
at work,
we partnered with
or at home
ESPN to
kicking it.
capture crowd reaction audio
Man,
from
just
some of
welcome.
their
Appreciate
biggest
you guys.
broadcast
Yesterday
games.
for tapping in. It's been a minute, like I said, since I've been on the streaming world, but I just recently got married, so been busy as a newlywed, just trying to get
For
the house
some
together,
matchups,
get my new
you'll be greeted by a colorful
studio
crowd theme
recording
painting the
and
seats.
content
Whether it's a
space together.
whiteout,
So
a
we
blackout,
back, man. We're
or a
back at
stripe
it.
the stadium theme,
Happy to be
it's
here.
all
So,
in the game.
yeah,
Unique
man, listen,
fan
today,
sections will be leading
wanna talk a
cheers
little
with
bit about
painted chests, team-specific
some of the
hand signs, dynamic
Dynasty mode,
wardrobes that change based on the conditions,
deep dive
and custom
features
chants.
that we don't want to necessarily predict.
That's a wrap.
I know I put
Kirk and I
predictions
did
there,
some joint
but just to
recordings.
kind of boost
It
some
is an
excitement,
incredibly
just some
detailed
things that you
process.
guys think
He
are gonna
wasn't
be
kidding.
there,
We spent
or that you
hundreds
hope to
of
be there.
hours laying down
Given, like I
commentary
said,
for
the time that
every
they've
game
had to create
scenario
this
you
game,
can imagine.
I
It's a
expect
pick
to
two to win the game in overtime.
The
worked
broadcast
out,
team also
fleshed
includes
out,
Jesse
fleshed
Palmer,
out,
David
version
Pollack, and
of
Reese Davis.
Dynasty that we've never
To
seen
make it
before.
game day every
You know what I'm
day this
saying? So,
season, pre-order the MVP
So let's
bundle
get into it,
today.
man. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, man. Like this video. Leave some comments in the section, man, so we can discuss a little bit, man. But I'm just gonna jump right into it, man. With the Dynasty
Hey everyone,
mode, of course,
Kirk
that's the
Herbstreit
mode that
here,
they said that
and
they
welcome to the
worked on
EA
most, that
Sports
they
College
focused on,
Football
flagship
25
mode
Sights
of
and
the title.
Sounds Deep Dive.
That's why we all here. That's why we all pre-ordered this game.
We designed
because of
College
Dynasty
Football
mode.
25 with a
Now,
philosophy
I have a
that
poll in the
every
chat.
team is somebody's favorite.
What's the first
So to
thing you guys
create a
need to do?
truly
You're gonna play
authentic and
practice
immersive
mode,
game day
exhibitions,
experience,
kinda get your
we
fingers
gave a little
wet.
love to every single
Kinda
school
get
in the
some
game.
muscle memory
Who
built
gives a
up.
hoot?
Are you going
The
to start your
Owls
dynasty?
do.
Are
It's
you
a
going to jump into the road
touchdown.
to glory?
Let's take a closer look.
I think personally, I may
It
tinker
was
with
a
all three,
massive
just to-
undertaking to research
just to see,
and
man.
recreate
You know what I mean? I
unique
kinda wanna do
team
like a-
traditions.
kind of like a drone aerial view of all the stadiums. Just kind of
And
open
in
up
EA
some games,
Sports
look at the
College
art,
Football
look at the
25,
stadiums, different
you'll
times
get
of
to
day,
experience
check out
all
the
kinds of
uniforms.
iconic pageantry,
Definitely want to look at all
from
of the
stadium
rosters
environments
that are there and all of the
to
ratings
turnover celebrations
and everything like
to
that, man.
mascots.
So that's what I'm going to do as soon as we start. I know some guys are going to
Finer details like
gonna take
crowd
like a
theming,
delay a game,
touchdown traditions,
for like,
and rivalry
I don't know,
content
11
truly helps set the game
delay
day
a game
atmosphere.
for the 11 years that we've been
Players
away
on
from this
some
title.
teams touch a
But,
sign for
but
good
we'll
luck
see.
on their
We'll
way
see.
to the
DGN,
field.
man. Welcome back, bro. Good morning
Cheerleaders
to
and
you, man.
marching
Hope all is
bands
well.
create human tunnels and classic
decided to
formations
turn on
during
my
team
screen cam
intros. And
this morning.
pyrotechnics
I
light
forgot
up
to actually
stadiums.
subscribe to your channel, man.
We've
so I'm
got
gonna do that as soon
mascots
as I get
on
off
push-up
this one.
boards, riding
Off the
motorcycles,
screen today, DGN. So I got
planting
you, bro.
flags,
But,
and animals
so we're talking
charging down the
Dynasty
field.
news
Ultimately, we know that each
predictions.
team comes in a different shape and size, and in
So,
EA Sports College
One of
Football
the things I touched on
25,
yesterday,
you can experience
what
them
I
all.
expect to see
Aside from the
Dynasty
action on
is
the field, we
a
all know what
rating
truly makes
spread.
college
I
football
think
so
that's something that
electrifying,
I'm
the
anticipating.
fans.
Given the fact that
In
we
order to
have a lot of
recreate the
different
intensity and
differentiations-
authenticity of a college football
of
crowd, we partnered
really,
with
really good
ESPN
teams
to
versus
capture
the cupcake
crowd
teams,
reaction
right?
audio
So,
from some of
I
their
expect to
biggest
see guys,
broadcast games.
Of course, in the 90s, all the way down, possibly to the high 40s, 48 overall, 49 overall, maybe nothing lower than
For
that.
some
but,
matchups,
unless they
you'll be
maybe walk
greeted by a
ons or something like
colorful
that,
crowd
overall,
theme
47.
painting the seats. Whether it's a
But that'll be a
whiteout,
solid
a
rating
blackout,
spread,
or a
considering the
stripe
fact
the
that we do
stadium
have,
theme, it's all in the
lower
game.
prestige schools.
Unique fan sections will be leading cheers with painted chests,
let's see.
team-specific hand
Audio
signs,
from the deep dive is
dynamic
low, better hear you.
wardrobes
Okay,
that
let's
change
see.
based on the conditions, and custom chants.
You talking about from yesterday's video or this morning? Just let me know.
That's a wrap.
And I can fix my
Kirk
audio.
and I did some joint recording. It
But
is
yeah, man,
an
so,
incredibly detailed process.
He wasn't kidding.
Definitely
We
wanna make
spent
sure my content
hundreds
is
of
up
hours
and running
laying
smoothly.
down commentary
So
for
yeah,
every
ratings spread.
game
That's one of the
scenario you
things
can
I
imagine.
predict to
It's
see.
a pick two to win the game in
This is
overtime.
definitely going to be
The broadcast
a slow
team also
grind
includes Jesse
dynasty.
Palmer,
I
David
think
Pollack, and Reese Davis.
the casual player
To make it game
will
day
have,
every day this season,
you know, I think they'll
pre-order
have
the
their fun
MVP
based
bundle
on
today.
the difficulty settings that they want to put. Okay, so I'm pretty low. Let's see. I think I'm coming in. Let's see.
Hey everyone, Kirk Herbstreit here, and welcome to the EA
Oh, yeah.
Sports
So
College
I turned
Football
down the audio from
25
the deep
Sights
dive,
and
so I
Sounds
think
Deep
maybe,
Dive.
copy.
We designed
So I don't
College
have the
Football
audio for
25 with a philosophy that every team is somebody's favorite. So to create a truly
Appreciate you letting
authentic
me know,
and
though,
immersive game day
So, yeah, man,
experience,
it's gonna
we
be a
gave a
slow
little
grind.
love to every
You
single
want to pick
school in the
Kennesaw
game.
State?
Who gives a
You want to
hoot?
pick
The
UL Monroe?
Owls
You
do.
want to pick
It's a
East
touchdown.
Carolina?
Let's take a closer look.
What's some other schools, man? Arkansas
It
State.
was a massive undertaking to research and
You're
recreate
gonna have a slow
unique
grind.
team
And I think
traditions.
that's something that they really wanted to embed going into this.
And in
into
EA
this
Sports
year's
College
release
Football 25, you'll get to experience
making you
all
work
kinds of
for
iconic pageantry,
every reward
from
in this
stadium
dynasty.
environments
Every reward.
to turnover celebrations to
Dade
mascots.
County, what's good, man? Good morning to you, man. I
Finer
don't have my stream
details
deck
like
on. I usually
crowd
have my sound
theming,
effects on for
touchdown
everybody
traditions,
coming in,
and
but,
rivalry content
we still
truly
getting
help
straight
set
in
the
this-
game day
recording
atmosphere.
space. But man, good morning, bro.
Players on
We're
some
talking
teams
Dynasty
touch a
mode
sign
predictions,
for
man,
good
just
luck
different things.
on
I'm
their
covering
way
some
to the
topics,
field.
that I think is
Cheerleaders and
gonna-
marching
I'm
bands create
anticipating.
human tunnels
So,
and classic
the slow grind, of
formations
course,
during
is
team
gonna
intros.
entail
And pyrotechnics
recruiting,
light up
it's gonna
stadiums.
entail,
We've got
possibly
mascots on
leveling up
push-up
skill
boards,
trees
riding
with
motorcycles,
yourself. And I wonder
planting flags,
if
and animals charging
the
down the
OCs and
field.
DCs,
Ultimately, we
if
know that
you
each team
level
comes
up
in
their
a
skill
different
trees the
shape
same way
and
you did
size,
in
and in
NCAA
EA
14,
Sports College
or
Football
if they do it
25, you
themselves,
can
the
experience
computer
them
does it.
all.
So that's something
Aside
that
from the
I'm
action
wondering
on the
about.
field, we all
It
know
actually
what
would be pretty
truly
cool to
makes
see them
college
do it
football
themselves.
so electrifying, the
because
fans.
you're your own coach, you know what I'm saying? So that would make sense
In
to me.
order to recreate
But,
the
all about the
intensity
youth,
and
oh, man.
authenticity
I
of a
forgot who you
college
said you were
football
gonna run with
crowd,
yesterday, man.
we partnered with ESPN
But shout out
to
to everybody
capture
in the room
crowd
right now.
reaction
What's up,
audio
Dave?
from
Good
some
morning
of their
to you, man.
biggest
We're
broadcast
talking
games.
Dynasty news predictions. Everybody leave your poll votes up at the top too. What's the first thing you're gonna do when this game comes out? You're gonna run Dynasty
For some
mode, or you're
matchups,
gonna Road to Glory?
you'll be greeted by a
Jumping in
colorful
practice
crowd
mode,
theme painting the
exhibition,
seats. Whether it's a
get some muscle
whiteout, a
memory built.
blackout, or a stripe the stadium theme, it's all in the game.
You guys let me know, man.
Unique fan sections will be leading cheers with painted chests.
So yeah, man.
Team-specific
I would
hand
like to.
signs.
I would like to customize
Dynamic
the coaches as well.
wardrobes that
I
change
agree to
based
that. I
on the
think
conditions.
coach
And custom
customization
chants.
would be cool as far as leveling up
That's
their
a wrap.
skill trees.
Kirk
is
and I did
something
some joint
that I'm
recording.
really
It
interested
is
in.
an incredibly detailed
But the
process.
slow grind,
He wasn't
man,
kidding.
Get ready
We spent
for the
hundreds
slow
of
grind.
hours
This is
laying
definitely
down
for the
commentary
vets.
for
All
every
right?
game scenario
EA
you could
Sports.
imagine.
It's a pick two
Making
to
room for
win
the
the
veteran
game
players
in overtime.
in this
The broadcast team
year's release,
also
so,
includes Jesse Palmer, David
now let's get
Pollack,
into
and Reese
a little
Davis.
bit more stuff about what
To
I
make it game
expect
day every day this
from
season, pre-order
the
the
Dynasty
MVP bundle
as far
today.
as recruiting goes. Okay, this is the number one thing that we love to do. Okay, different types of players, skill sets, and skill trees. Right.
Hey everyone, Kirk Herbstreit
When
here,
we were
and
playing
welcome to the
NCAA
EA Sports
14,
College Football 25 Sights and Sounds
Athletes
Deep
were probably
Dive.
some of the easiest guys to recruit. They kind of went under the
We
radar.
designed College Football
You kinda get a
25
mixed
with a
bag
philosophy that
of
every
finding
team
guys
is
that you can put in
somebody's
multiple
favorite.
positions.
So to create a
But
truly
most of them
authentic
seem
and
the same
immersive game
from
day
time to time,
experience,
especially
we
with,
gave a little love to every single
them being able
school
to
in
play
the game.
receiver.
Who
So if
gives
they
a
weren't
hoot?
running
The
back, the
Owls
quarterback,
do.
the running
It's a
back, the
touchdown.
safety,
Let's take a closer look.
they would end up at receiver.
It
and
was
almost
a
be an
massive
automatic.
undertaking to
You know what I'm saying?
research
And I
and
think
recreate
we need a little
unique
bit more
team traditions.
variation of what an athlete is. Athletes can play linebacker,
And in
tight
EA
end.
Sports
Athletes can
College
play
Football 25, you'll get to
defensive tackle
experience
and
all
offensive
kinds of
tackle.
iconic pageantry,
Athletes can play
from
quarterback,
stadium environments
excuse me, and safety.
to turnover celebrations
Make it
to
very,
mascots.
tune it up. Give me an athlete that can actually kick the ball. That'll be
Finer
pretty cool.
details
Now,
like
find an athlete
crowd
that's
theming,
a
touchdown
great hunter.
traditions, And rivalry content truly helps set the game day atmosphere.
Oh, shoot.
Players on some teams touch a sign for good luck on their way to the field. Cheerleaders and marching bands create human tunnels in classic formations during team intros.
Fix my audio for you
and
guys. I appreciate
pyrotechnics
everybody.
light up stadium.
Here we go. Is that better? I'm sitting here running my mouth, man. I got the presentation audio all the way up. I thought I had monitor off. Appreciate the feedback for you guys, man. So we getting right. VGN says, do you think we'll be able to do a fantasy draft? I don't think we'll be able to do that in college football. I think that might be geared toward college ultimate team. Appreciate it, Meech, man. And good morning to you too, man. Appreciate you tapping in and into the discussion. But I thought I turned that presentation video down. So let me make sure my beats is down too, my music. Crazy. Okay, so here we go. So I said all of that, guys. I talked about the rating spread. I talked about how Dynasty mode, I expect to see a rating spread, the high 90s down to the low 40s or mid or high 40s. I talked about how, this is going to be a slow grind this year, man. This game was made for the vets, all right? Veterans like you and I, who've been doing this since NCAA 04, 03, 06, whichever one you picked up first. And now you got, when we're talking about recruiting, different types of players and skill sets, okay? So in the past, recruiting became somewhat redundant in the types of players that you could find. I want to be able to find somebody that's like I talked about yesterday, a 6'3", 255 defensive end who's a little bit, he's got great size, but he can also hybrid as an outside linebacker. So he's like an edge. I could drop him back into the flats. He could play coverage. Different types of players that we want to be able to find through all 4,000 of the recruits, and only 32 of them are going to be 5-star. So, I think having fun discovering a lot of the 3-stars will be kind of like, what's it called? The fog of war. You know what I'm saying? Where you really don't know what you got until you get it. So next, in recruiting, right? What's good, Savages? Good morning to you, man. Shout out to everybody in the room right now. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like this video as well, man. It really helps out everything that I'm doing, man. So the next thing, man, let's talk about pipelines, recruiting pipelines. Of course, I think they'll be in the game. That's necessary. That's realistic. We've had them before. Savages, I don't believe there's another trailer today. I think they're just revealing the top offenses and top defenses in college football. Well, in the college football game. So that's going to be interesting to see. I think we kind of already know the usual suspects, Ohio State, Michigan. And appreciate the sub, man. I wish I had my Stream Deck sound effects on this morning, man. I'm still getting my system together. So forgive me for that. But appreciate you, bro, for the sub. Shout out to Savages. And shout out to everybody that just joined in. Good morning to you on this fine Thursday. So, more predictions. All right, let's talk about it. Let's say when we talked about pipelines. Now, they did mention that we're going to have pipeline cities in EA Sports College Football. I think that's going to be very interesting because if I wanted to play with a small school like UNC Charlotte, all right, so in the state of North Carolina, you're already recruiting against NC State, UNC, East Carolina, Wake Forest, Duke. Then you have the small school that you are, the cupcake school, UNC Charlotte. If Charlotte happens to be a pipeline city in the state of North Carolina, that's home. That's your hometown talent, And so I just wonder how that's going to work, how that's going to affect the teams that are actually in that very city. And so I think pipelines and cities are going to be fun. Of course, they talked about that. So that's not necessarily a prediction, but just something that I'm thinking of how functional it's going to actually be in our dynasties, okay? David says, how often will you be able to stream the game? Well, you know what, David? I was busy getting married, man. I was getting this new house and taking taking care of a lot of business this last 2 months or so, man. So I'll be back streaming consistently now that I'm settled in and everything, man. So appreciate you asking, bro. Feels good to be back too, man. Straight up. All right, so next thing in the predictions, I think that they're going to talk about, is there going to be weekly training / XP on the upgrades for upgrading your players week to week? I think that'll be great. I think we need that because you're talking about college ball, right? Much of it is development. These programs are in not only the recruiting business, but they're in the development business. And appreciate you, Meech, man. I'm happy it's going down, bro. So, yeah, man. So it's, college ball is in the development business of making not only just great players, but they're developing men to go out into the world and be, successful civilians and citizens and raising families and great men. So development is huge when it comes to understanding college ball. So I think weekly training, in a sense, in a video game is necessary. I played Division II football at Winston-Salem State, HBCU, in college. And you practice 90% of the time and 10% you play the games. I mean, you practice year round, okay? So when we're talking about sports and the development of players, weekly training, I think, is necessary in EA Sports. I wonder how much it is. I wonder what those activities are. We'll be doing drills. Is it like a Gamer Champ? What's good, man? I don't have my stream deck on. I give you the crowd noise right now, but appreciate you tapping in, bro. Good morning to you, man. We're talking a little bit of predictions on the Dynasty news coming off of EA Sports Football, all right? So right now we're talking about weekly XP and training. So let's loop that into the spring game and summer training. So we know in NCAA, I believe 11, they introduced the summer training. I could be wrong. It might have been earlier than that, but spring game is something big that everybody's been requesting for this game. And I think that they're not going to waste any ounce of an opportunity to put everything that should be in the game this year. Okay? Just replying to a text as I talk. But so I think we'll have a spring game. I believe that we'll have a spring game in college football. I'm not sure about summer training, but from the news that we have so far in Dynasty, I believe that we're going to have a calendar set up when it comes to the menu. So we'll be able to see day to day, similar to how you see the association in NBA 2K. All right. So on a call. So there we go. If you don't mind, let me close my door real quick, fellas. Got a little contractor at the house real quick. 1 second. My bad. Here we go. My fault. Appreciate it. Audio's back on. Appreciate you, champ. So with the spring game, I was saying, I think that is very important because now we'll be able to have, will we have early enrollees with the spring game? If we have a spring game, will we have early enrollees? that's going to be big because as soon as the transfer portal opens up and the season ends and the offseason begins, you have these recruits. Can you see your roster early? Can you get these position battles going early? You know what I'm saying? In addition to that, with summer training, can you get those additional boosts that you need for these guys to really become better? I think a spring game is summer training. Maybe not summer training this year, but considering the fact that we have a calendar look, that we may have a calendar style user interface, we'll be able to see those months. All right. So the next thing is team prestige. I believe that'll be back. Hopefully it'll be like 1 star through 6 star. I think 6 stars was actually pretty solid. Building up facilities. What's good, man? Cave Gaming. This is my boy VZ on the building. What's good, man? Good morning to you, bro. Appreciate you tapping in as always, man. Check out my man Cave Gaming. He's getting ramped up right now on his YouTube channel, man. Definitely subscribe. As well as subscribe to my man VGN, who's always been tapping in. So, but yeah, man, so building up facilities. So, you know, it may not make it into this game, I believe. I think that'll be a cool feature to have in terms of not necessarily being able to extend stadiums and those things yet, but, you know, major things or minor things like, you know, your weight room, recovery. You know, will we be able to have those things that add an extra layer of development for our players, if that makes sense, right? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. As far as, you know, weekly training, spring game, facilities, do those things matter in building a dynasty over time by having those little things kind of help you get over the hump? You know what I'm saying? All right, so the next thing I was thinking of, storylines. So in the past, we've had ESPN magazine featured in the NCAA. I know we don't have ESPN in this game, but they have the opportunity to do so many other things because they don't have the NCAA hovering over them as they're creating this game. And so with this, if we were to have something like storylines, maybe, you know, Heisman, talking about the Heisman or future or predicting who, you know, freshman All-American are, you know, busts or a gem that you recruited. Like, I think embedding certain storylines into the college football fold is very immersive. It kind of keeps you locked into what you got going on. And I'm an offline. Meech asked me if I'm playing any online Dynasty League. Yeah, I may play like one. I may have one going. I'm definitely doing offline because it kind of lets me work. It kind of lets me work at my own pace. You know what I mean? Play the game at my own pace. But online, I definitely want to participate. And I may be also in my Discord. If you haven't joined, go ahead and join. King Some Kits. I may just start some leagues in my Discord and let everybody kind of participate. And, you know, I don't even know if I want to be a commissioner. I'll let somebody else run it and I'll just be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So my boy VZ says, I think the stadium joint may be in. Considering Team Builder is supposed to be pretty robust. That's a good point. We didn't even talk about Team Builder yet. Yeah, I could see that for sure. So if they have that tool already for Team Builder, why wouldn't they put it in Dynasty? So that's actually a solid point, my boy. Yeah, I think something like that will definitely help us kind of be, like I said, create more immersion. So storylines would be cool to just build up that hype. And next thing I have, now taking a little shot in the dark here, a little stretch. Will former players become coaches? So former players being players that graduated, will those guys become graduate assistants? Or, of course, we don't have graduate assistants, but can they become OCs and DCs later in the dynasty? Just think that'd be pretty cool. Listen, you know, I've seen that on people's wish lists over years, but and so that's pretty much my predictions, man. I mean, kind of my little list of what I think will be in Dynasty mode. I think we're going to see a lot of what's familiar, but I'm really interested to see what they've added for the things that we haven't seen. What's the relationship to the recruit when we DM them, when we, how competitive recruiting actually will be, and how much will we have to rely on the transfer portal? I think all of us have never really experienced recruiting the transfer portal, but we have in Madden and in other games play with free agency. So it may have some similar tune to it, except, you know, you still have to sway these guys to come to your program. So let me know your thoughts, man. And yeah, man, I can't wait to start mine up. I think, like I said, when it comes to starting a dynasty, you know, what are your parameters for picking a team? Is it the conference? Is it the size of the school? Is it the players that are already there? Is it the where you are in terms of proximity to recruit guys? Is it in Florida? Is it in Texas? Or is it somewhere in Idaho? You know what I mean? So that's going to be really, really fun to predict and see how this game is going to all come together. Yeah, man, I got to send Scott OG an email for that. Yeah, facts. Listen, I can't talk about too many of my ideas on here, man. I gotta chill. But so, man, real quick, man. So at the top, we got the poll running. What's the first thing you're going to do when the game releases? Practice and exhibition mode is 48%. I'm right there with you guys. I'm going to jump right into practice mode. I need to get some mechanics down. You know what I'm saying? 38% says Dynasty, 14% Road to Glory. Okay. That's pretty almost, I mean, you got 50%, 37%. That's still kind of close. I bet you the 37% that starts a Dynasty, I bet you guys not even going to finish that one. You're just starting it up just to look at it and see and play around with it. I'll probably do the same thing, but I definitely want to check out the passing mechanics. I want to check out the left stick. I know they say left stick jukes are a little bit more reliable. I forgot who said that when they went to EA to try out the game, but yeah. So there we go, man. We got 31 votes in, man. Wow, I didn't know that many people was in the chat. 31 votes. So listen, man. Really excited about the game. If you got the deluxe version or the MVP version, you have 18 days until this game drops. You got less than 3 weeks, man. Me included. All right. 21 days for those who didn't, but nonetheless, man, we are right around the corner from this game coming in, man. Gamer Champ. Oh, Big Meech. Let's go to Meech. Go to Meech first. Meech says, I just want to use all of the young bulls. That's from my city. They just went to school this year. Okay. Meech, where you from, man? I can't remember where you told me you're from. Yeah, I have a couple guys that it's a couple guys that I've met NC State and a couple of the schools that are in the game. I know they're super excited about that. Gamer Champ says kicking meter, revamp passing. And switch stick, gotta learn it. Oh, yeah. I think the big thing, bro, is probably switch stick. How that's gonna come into play. And I think that'll be, switch stick is gonna be nice, especially playing PvP. You know, other players. Kicking meter is gonna be fun. And how responsive is the revamp passing as well? You know what I'm saying? 100%. KYL, what's good, man? Let's go, bro. We this close, man. We're this close. For sure. Appreciate you tapping in this morning as well, man. So yeah, man. Okay, South Carolina. So you going University of South Carolina, or you talking about Clemson? Zaire in the building. What's good, man? Good morning to you on this fine Thursday. He says, are we able to get players from other teams to enter the portal? My fault, I was reading the text, guys. Are we able to get players from other teams? So you're saying, like, are we able to communicate or convince players that that are still on other teams to go into the portal. You know what? I think there's actually a rule in the NCAA against that you can't talk to players at other schools before they've hit the portal. Like you can't entice them to do that. You have to wait until they've made the decision to enter the portal, which is what I've heard. I could be wrong. I know that you can tell your players on your own team, you can convince them or suggest that they enter the portal. And then they did say former players that you recruited that you didn't get to sign, that other schools signed, once they hit the portal, you're able to have already a relationship or a one-up on some other schools because you've already previously built a relationship with those players. I think that's a really cool feature. You know, those things, man, those little things that they added, like I said, I suspect that they've gone all the way into Dynasty mode. So they said that the deep dive on Dynasty mode is about 3 times longer than the gameplay deep dive. We're supposed to get I forgot how many pages. But they said it's way longer than the gameplay deep dive. So that's going to be pretty cool to check out, right? So my favorite mode for the game, of course, is Dynasty. I love Road to Glory, but it's kind of a bummer that they took out the high school mode. I used to really love that. But it is what it is. I think it'll still be fun. You know what I'm saying? And, okay, so South Carolina, the guys went to school, though. Tennessee, UConn, and West Virginia. Nice. Okay. So you got some dogs, man. Sound like you coach football, Meech. Yeah, and so online Dynasty, did they say it's, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they said cross-play for online Dynasty isn't in the game. I'm not sure though, but Fabian, what's good, man? Good morning to you on this excellent Thursday, June 27th. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I've been waiting for this too, man. I mean, we've all been waiting. I said, man, they made this one. This one is for the OGs, bro. This one is for the vets. This ain't for the guys that just found out about college football video games. Like, this is for us. It needs to go under the hood. It needs to be immersive. You know what I'm saying? We need the deep Dynasty modes, and I believe that they've certainly built that for us. And can't imagine where it's going to go in the future after this title, but we ain't even think about that, man. We think about this one first. You know what I'm saying? So 44%, actually, it's going back and forth. So 39 votes are in on the poll. What's the first thing you're going to do when the game releases? Practice mode exhibition. 43%, 38% said they're going to run Dynasty first. 20% said they're going to do Road to Glory. So what kind of players, I should end this poll, but what kind of players in Road to Glory would you play with? I know we're limited to quarterback, running back, receiver, D-line, linebacker, and safety. I think we got D-line. Yeah. So, or is it linebacker, cornerback, and safety? I can't remember. But, yeah, no crossplay for online Dynasty. Appreciate you, Gamer Champ. No crossplay for online Dynasty, but head-to-head online is available. I got you. So we do have crossplay, except for online Dynasty, guys. All right. Now, how do you feel about the college Ultimate Team? I was never an Ultimate Team fan. I never was like a My Team fantasy draft player on 2K. I'm not really into that stuff. I like playing with the real rosters, you know what I'm saying? But low key, I'm kind of, and I'm just saying, I have an affinity for the college players who are legends. It's a little bit different. I think the storylines and I think the narratives, that's what I'm gonna say. I think the narratives of a lot of those players and how they were impactful for their communities, because college football kind of impacts a community, I think, more than professional sports does. Just my opinion. This is my opinion, but I think it actually does. I think some of those players that you grew up watching, a lot of them didn't even pan out into the NFL that we love to watch. And some unsung heroes, some local heroes that went and played D1 college ball. So I think College Ultimate Team might have a little fun element to it if you found some of your favorite players. Like, again, I'm from North Carolina, so if, I doubt they'll have them in Ultimate Team, but if they had, like, if UNC had, like, Ronald Curry, who played quarterback, I want to say in the late 90s, early 2000s. If NC State had Corrin Robinson and Torrey Holt, different guys that we love. Torrey Holt is a legend, so he may be in it, but just nonetheless, I think College Ultimate Team may have a little bit more interesting twist on it than I think Madden Ultimate Team and those things. But yeah, man, so just my opinion. He said, boy, I need that Nick Harbor on my squad. If y'all don't know him yet, he will be the next Calvin Johnson. Ooh. What school? What school, Fabian? What school did he go to? Zaire says QB1 first, and then I'll be headhunting as a safety. Listen, man. It's gonna be a good game, bro. I think this game is gonna be probably sports game of the year. They might outdo 2K for the first time ever, right? 2K is like winning it every year. So yeah, man. Oh snap! So Dynasty just took over at 42% in the lead for what people are gonna do first. Practice mode says 40%. Road to Glory 18%. Okay. What's good, Miller? Welcome to the live stream, man. Appreciate you tapping in on this fine Thursday, man. He says go blue. He's a Michigan fan. So what's the first thing you're gonna do, Miller? You're gonna run a Dynasty, Road to Glory. You're gonna jump in practice mode exhibition as soon as the game starts. Oh, that'll be hard. So Zaire, I promise you, hold on to that statement because in the future, because 7-on-7 culture is so big, especially in high school football right now, I could definitely see 7-on-7 being like a showcase in the game or even like an online mode. But 7-on-7 with your Road to Glory player, oh man, get out of here, man. Like, that'll be crazy. That'll actually be really, really crazy. Meach says they are for sure. Now I want to start off with flag to opportunity position self. I feel you. What's good, Jeff? Or is it Jeff? Is it Jeff? JLR in the building. Good morning to you, man, on this excellent Thursday, man. Appreciate you tapping into the chat. Yeah. We got to run the Dynasty first, man. That's what we got to do. We got to run the Dynasty. You know what I'm saying? Fabian says South Carolina. He's only 18. You know what? I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the guy who runs like a 10-2-100. I seen him play. I might be tripping, Fabian, but y'all already have a receiver that's like 6'5", big dude. He runs like a 10-100 meter dash. He's like a track star too. Let me know if that's the same guy I'm thinking about. But shout out to everybody in the live stream, man. Just really showing love this morning. Go ahead and subscribe, man. Like this video. Vote in the polls, man. We got almost 50 votes in the poll this morning. What's the first thing you're gonna do when the game releases? Practice mode exhibition 37%, Dynasty 45%, Road to Glory says 18%. See, I ain't really jumping in the Road to Glory like that. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a little time myself. Fabian. Yeah, me. I think I know who y'all talking about. Natty champs in 22-0 last season. Who you talking about, VZ? Who's 22-0 in the last 3 seasons? But yeah, that's him, bro. I know who y'all talking about. I've watched some of his highlights just to see what a 4'3", 6'5". Yeah, he's gonna be like Calvin. The only thing I think he needs to work on is some of his mechanics, some of his receiver. he's got a little bit to learn about the technique as a receiver because he could definitely dominate. Calvin Johnson was wired a little bit different in terms of his technique as a receiver, but he's got time. He's young. He's 18, 19, like you said, man. Most receivers that are super big just have to work on their footwork. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So when does Dynasty Deep Dive release? What time? Good question, Miller. We all don't know, but I know yesterday on the presentation deep dive, they did mention that what was next was going to be the Dynasty Deep Dive. So I assume that next week we'll most likely see the deep dive on Dynasty. Okay. Scroll up. Michigan talking about their stadium being outside of the top 10. Oh, yeah. I got you, bro. I probably missed that message. The top 25 places to play or toughest places to play. Yeah, I think they did Michigan dirty for sure. I think they did Iowa a little dirty. And I can't remember the other schools that I was like, what? But so the first team I'm gonna use, I don't know yet, man. I think I'm gonna play with a couple different schools. The first team I'm gonna use in Dynasty. Now I'll say this. NCAA 05 to 07, I used Mississippi State. That was my school. In the best conference, but a mid-major school. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes when I'm thinking about what team I'm going to use, I'm not always thinking about what's the sorriest one-star needy team with no resources that I can turn into a powerhouse. I'm like, sometimes that ain't really what I like to do. It depends. The only school I'm looking at doing that with is UNC Charlotte. All right. I think they're in the MAC conference, I believe. I can't remember, but that's probably the lowest I'm going to go. But I do want to play with teams like Purdue, Indiana, Wake Forest, UVA, Mississippi State. You know, cut from that kind of cloth where we're not starting from absolute clay dirt. You know what I mean? We got something to build on. You know, we're 3 stars and 4-star. We could still potentially get a 4-star here and there, possibly a 5th if he's from the hometown and he's in our pipeline. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, who's gonna be the first thing? Yeah, so that's who I'm thinking about, man. Just those mid schools. I'm not set in stone yet, man. Today's offensive and defensive ranking. That's right. I wonder if they've already put it out yet. I could search real quick for you guys to see if they put out the EA Sports top offensive and defensive ratings. Defensive. Let's see. I don't think they got it up yet, guys. I don't think they released it. I'm gonna check their Instagram as well. So I'm just trying to stay in tune with what they got going on. Nope. So they haven't released it yet. Yeah. So I'm still looking out for that as well. So yeah, who you gonna be running with, man? Who's your first team that you're gonna be? Matter of fact, everybody in the chat, list to me the first team that you think you're gonna actually really commit to in your dynasty, and why. Why are you gonna even pick those teams? Because that's a whole nother video I wanted to start, was why are we picking the teams we're picking? They did Michigan, Penn State. Yeah, Iowa dirty. Yeah, they did do them dirty, Miller. They did, man. Notre Dame, and we'll do a Duke Dynasty. You told me that yesterday. Those two are solid picks, bro. I like the Duke Dynasty in the ACC. I like Notre Dame, the independent. Notre Dame has not won a national championship since the Lou Holtz era with Tim Brown and those boys. All right, and they've had some legends, man. Rakim Ismail, Jerome Bettis, Ricky Waters. I mean, Notre Dame got Tateo. Who else, man? Jeff Samardzija, Brady Quinn, Julius Jones. Notre Dame, man, they've had some really good, prolific seasons, but have lacked the national championship pedigree. So they're like right there. And I think Notre Dame, if you could turn them into that powerhouse where they could actually you can get one or two, you've done it all, man. VZ, my boy VZ says, I'm super intrigued by Baylor. Okay. Yeah, I can dig it. Coastal Carolina, yep. NC State. Gotta go hometown, for sure. Arizona State, yes, sir. Kentucky, yeah. Kansas, okay. Yeah, you talking big talk, V. You talking big talk, man. I definitely understand those teams for sure. In the first trailer, he had Clemson 98 defensive. Yeah, so I think Clemson may be up there for sure. Yeah. Corey Allen, yes, they did drop it. It's on X. Yo, could you drop the link, Corey? Oh, my man Corey in the building. Good morning to you, man. Appreciate you tapping in as well. I see you retracted the messages, but if you find that link, man, drop it in a message for us, man. I'd be glad to share it on here. But my man Zaire says, I'm thinking first team gonna be Pitt, just because I'm from there, so I got to bring a natty home before I branch out. I feel you. What part of Pittsburgh you from, man? Where Pennsylvania. So So you're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? My man said Joe Montana. Oh yeah, that's right, Joe Montana. I forget Joe. Big time Joe. So he's from Notre Dame. Penn State, probably the first team I use. No, that's solid, man. That's solid. So far, man, 63 votes at the poll this morning. We got, what's the first thing you're going to do when the game drops? Practice mode, 35%. Exhibition, 35%. Dynasty, 46%. Man, y'all ready to just jump into that Dynasty, man. Road to Glory, 19%. I can dig it, man. So what's good, Crazy? Back in the building, man. My man has been tapped in since yesterday. Appreciate you joining on this Thursday, man. Man, we just been talking a little bit of what we predict in Dynasty. Give you a little quick overview of what we discussed, man. But, they're dropping the top offenses and defenses today. We're looking out for that. But yeah, man, just talked about a couple different things. I predicted for the Dynasty news that will be released, I believe, next week or so. I predicted a huge rating spread. Given the fact that we have some cupcake teams and some powerhouse teams. So I think to really differentiate star players, we may even see to the lowest, maybe overall 47, 48, 49, talking about like a walk-on on the team that's filling a gap, So I would love to see a rating spread that really drops that low. I don't know about the 30s. You might as well be a high school player. But the 40s, that would be love. I talked about how it's going to be a slow grind. We talked about recruiting and how, we expect to see different types of players, different types of athletes, different sets of skill trees that are really unique and far from one another. That'll be pretty cool. Pipelines and cities, we talked about that, how not only do we have pipeline states, but they mentioned how we're going to have pipeline cities such as Atlanta. So you're talking about places like Miami, Atlanta, Charlotte, Austin, Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, Chicago. I wonder how many cities they're going to be. Maybe are there multiple cities in each state? If you're closer to that city, does it help your recruiting that much more? I think those are things to really see. Those are things to really kind of get under the hood and hopefully see what they're going to do with it, right? And then we talked about weekly training at XP. Will we have weekly practices? Will we be able to build up our players weekly? Add that extra XP, that extra layer of helping our team develop and get over that hump. How we're going to really build programs in EA Sports College Football. And I think those things are important. And I looped in after that spring game, summer training. We talked about the spring game. I expect to see a spring game. I think we'll have a spring game in the off season. But with that being said, will we have early enrollees that, just like it's realistic in life, where we have early enrollees of freshmen. Those guys that are transferred in the offseason. That'll be fun to see the roster. And then summer training, I'm not sure. I know that was in NCAA 06 on PS2, but that'll be nice to have. And then we talked about team prestige, 1-star to 6-star. Will we build up facilities? I don't know if that'll be in the game, but VZ made a great point about how we're going to have it in Team Builder, being able to build up stadiums and stuff. So they may be in Dynasty mode too. So we'll see. I would like to see storylines in Dynasty so that now we are able to talk about like having the hype around the game, the hype around a true freshman that's starting at quarterback, the hype of you know what I'm saying? Like build some hype. I think a lot of what sports is built on is hype. That's why we got not only ESPN, but ESPN2 and 3, ESPNU. That's just ESPN. Now you got a ton of podcasts. So hype is important. I think we need storylines in Dynasty. Will former players become coaches? That'd be fun. If your former starting quarterback becomes a offensive coordinator 3 years later in your Dynasty, or 4 or 5 years later, that'd be really, really dope. And then the last thing was just your thoughts. What do you guys think? So 74 votes in. You guys want to start dynasties. That's what you're saying in the poll. 46% says I'm starting a dynasty as soon as this thing drops. 32% says practice mode exhibition. 22% says I'm doing a road to glory. Okay. Yeah, man, I want to see 30. You want to see the overall 30? You know what? If the 1-star schools, their best player should be like overall 73. You know what I'm saying? The average player should be overall 61, 62. And your low-end player should be overall 50-something, 40-something. And you might have a 30 or overall 30 walk-on at safety. He's 5'7", 150. You know what I'm saying? And the speed is 76 or something like that. So that'll be actually pretty interesting to see, man. Memphis, what's good, man? Appreciate you tapping in this morning, joining the live stream. Appreciate everybody that's in the stream this morning. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, man. Like this video. Definitely helps out every single thing that I'm doing. I plan to have these talks every morning with you guys. I got about 5 or 6 minutes left on the stream because I go from, do an hour, 10 a.m. to 11. But I drop in top offenses and defenses today, Memphis. That's when they're dropping it. Let me know who you're running with too. I take it you're gonna run with your Memphis Tigers. Ellis, what's good, man? Welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate you joining in. He asked, when does EA release the deep dive? Today? Not today. We're doing a little bit of prediction on the Dynasty deep dive. Of what we expect to see, what we think we're gonna see. But I assume that they're gonna drop it next week. I assume they're gonna drop that news next week. They've been slow dripping us, man. So, but yeah, it's about that time. 18 days left. If you pre-ordered the game, deluxe version, MVP bundle, you got 18 days left, man. So do I. I got 18 days left. 21 days for everyone else who got the regular version. So, we're closing in on our time, man, and it's definitely time to get our affairs in order, right? Because if you got kids, if you got a wife, man, you got to make time for the game. So you're not gonna be able to play as much as you used to, me included. But I did tell her all about how this was gonna go down, man. Because I'm like, man, listen, I need the week. As soon as this game drops, I need the whole week. First thing I said I need a day, but then I realized that wasn't enough. So yeah, man. Zaire says when game drops, play me head to head. Let's do it. Let's do it, Zai. I'll give you my gamer tag on PlayStation. It's my name on YouTube. You can add me. Join the Discord too. Join the Discord. You know what I'm saying? I got everybody in there. And I'm actually, like I said, I'm going to start some online Dynasty. I I have an online Dynasty forum in the Discord, so make sure you join there. We can all team up. We can run it. It doesn't have to be a super big commitment. Just something to do. Stay connected. Everybody needs community, and if we all game, I think it's a positive thing that we're doing something positive, connecting and let the rest lead the way. You know what I'm saying? So took off work the 16th and 17th to play. I can dig it, boy. You got to be intentional, Ellis. That's what it's all about. D'Angelo K, what's good, man? Welcome, bro. Appreciate you joining in the chat. He said, I already said, if what Mike kept say, D'Angelo, F the kids. Don't F the kids, man. He said, F them kids, just jokes. My childhood back. Yes, sir. Listen, man. Me and my brother would sit there and watch me recruit. I used to simulate like the first 2 or 3 seasons of my Dynasty, like NCAA 06, just to get all new players. I just wanted all the players that I wanted, that I recruited. I wanted my team. You know what I'm saying? And my brother used to sit there and just watch me do that all day. Ain't nothing changed. I'm still me. I'm probably still gonna be doing it. So when I start live streaming, y'all gonna have to bear with me because I'm the slow grind king. That's why my name on YouTube is King Sim Kids, bro. Because I definitely take my time to make it to make all the pieces come together, man. We'll definitely be doing sliders. If you guys didn't know, that everybody that's in the chat, if you've ever played with the J-Kit sliders on Operation Sports, I made those sliders in 2015. Just some little fun facts about myself if you didn't know, as far as gaming. So, those sliders took off, man, and I hope to do the same this year. I just want to make sure that we have a good game that feels and plays realistic, and I'm all about sim gaming over here. So if you have not yet subscribed, man, please do so, man. We got 90 votes in the poll this morning. 90 votes, man. Appreciate everybody showing love and just participating in chat and tapping in. And so 44%, you guys are going to be playing Dynasty when the game releases. 38% says I'm going to be doing practice mode exhibition, and 18% says road to glory. Yeah. Memphis said I'm definitely running with Memphis, especially since our uniforms improved. Oh yeah. Y'all got a facelift over there in Memphtown, bro, for sure. What's up, Lamont? Appreciate you joining in, my bro. He says I still have to work, but trust me, I will be on this game a lot. So listen, when midnight strikes, y'all catch me on the lives. I will be live at midnight. I'm going to bed at 4:30 p.m. Okay, I'm having dinner at 3. I'm having dinner at 3. I'm going to bed at 4:30. I'm getting 8 hours of sleep. But that's not technically 8, but you know what I'm saying. And I'm waking up wide-eyed, putting some eye drops in. I'm gonna have about 6 waters right beside me, man, and we going in from midnight. It's gonna be like Christmas morning, bro. I'm going in from midnight at least to 7 a.m. At least. Okay, it's gonna be on a Tuesday. I know my wife will be going, she'll be just getting up for work. I'll be going to bed at 7 a.m. All right. Lamar says, stay after work. Yeah. So Yev says, you think trophy celebrations are good? The trophy celebrations. Well, we have to see it in action, man. I think seeing it by itself doesn't say much. I think we have to I think when you've played a full game and then you see the emotion, or you've been trying to lock this defense down and you get the interception and you see these celebrations, I think in the moment after what you've done, whatever you did, those celebrations occur, I think that's when you'll get the full brunt of it. You know what I'm saying? You'll get the full feeling of what you're supposed to feel from it. Seeing them by themselves are cool, but it ain't nothing like playing 3 straight quarters and then your team celebrates, and then or winning the big game, finishing the season at 10-2, and you got that trophy celebration at the end of the conference championship. I mean, that's I think that then you'll understand how good or bad you may think of the celebrations, man. But yeah, man, so listen, man, it's been a great morning tapping in with all of you guys, all of my homies that have been supporting since 2022. on my YouTube channel, man. Help me get to, I'm on the road to 5,000 subs. I'm still at 1.5 thousand right now. So help your boy get these subs up, man. Like this video, get my likes up, and tune in tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be talking about, instead of Dynasty News predictions, I'll be talking about coaching philosophy. All right, building our schemes up, and what that means. And I love these kinds of conversations because it's more than just a video game for me. Y'all know me from 2K2, right? It's more than just basketball. It's about the sport. And the sport is so layered and so thorough in terms of all the pieces that make it work. When we get into coaching, how are we going to recruit? How are we going to build personnel? These are the things that make the game fun for me. So I think that whatever makes it fun for me, somebody else may think of the same thing. If you think it's too much, at ease, man. Play the game how you what makes you however makes you happy. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow. Coaching philosophy, building playbooks, schemes, how you're going to run your offense, what you need to run that offense successfully, and the type of coach you want to be. All right. Listen, man, you guys be safe, man. Again, real quick before I go, 98 votes. We had almost 100 votes today, man, on this poll. That's love, man. That's love. 36% of you guys said when the game releases, the first thing you're going to do is run the practice mode and exhibition. That's me. I didn't vote on the poll, but cast my vote, okay? 47% of you say y'all jumping straight into the Dynasty. Y'all don't care if y'all getting drugged the first year or not. Y'all just jumping straight in. I got to do a little bit more practice. And then 17% say road to glory. So I'm not mad at you guys, man. I think play the game. Play it the way that makes you full, man. All right? So again, my man Blake, before I go, I want to make sure I shout out to everybody. Blake, what's good, man? Thank you, man, for joining. I'm actually about to hop off the stream for a little bit, but appreciate you coming. He asked, when does the Dynasty Deep Dive come out? I don't have that news for you, Blake, of actually when. But the gameplay deep dive yesterday mentioned that will be the next deep dive that's coming out. I suspect it coming out next week. All right. If it isn't next week, it'll be the week after, but I think it'll be next week. All right. So that's it, man. Thanks again. Yep. 100 votes. There we go. Hey, man, listen, make sure you subscribe. Please don't leave this video without subscribing, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Like the video. It's King Sim Kids. I'll be back tomorrow a.m. again. We go from 10 to 11. And that's it. Appreciate all the love. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. All right. Peace.